Hey everybody, I am so excited to get to share my interview that I had yesterday with Mr. Craig Jones of Where the Zydeco at Houston. We had such a fun time. It was just like two old friends sitting and chatting, which is what this show is about. Thanks for tuning in, and let's take a listen to the youngster with the old soul. All right, hello everybody. This is Miss Trina with Chat with Trina, and I'm here today with Craig Jones. Am I right? Craig Jones with Where the Zydeco at Houston. See, I have to look at my papers on his shirt.
Right here.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. You hanging in there with all of this?
Hanging in there. I mean, just being bored, sitting around the house. I'm ready to go back to work, but the governor has canceled school, so
Yeah.
we will no longer go to school this year, and I guess I'm off for the summer, early summer
What is
vacation.
what is it that you do?
I am a welding instructor at Dickinson High School.
Okay, cool. Okay, we kind of had something to come. I was for 19 years I was in higher ed for a community college. So
Okay,
welding was one of our CTE programs, of course.
right.
Well, now, yeah. So now I'm in HISD, which is
Okay.
cool. I like that working with a middle school program. So yes, I'm at home.
We have
I'm at,
something in common. Awesome. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm trying to just get in touch with the kids. So you guys, it's not really anything you can do with the kids, right?
right.
Okay. Okay. Well, so it's do you have is Craig Jones your government name, as I say to people?
That is my government name.
So what I asked you, what else did you do? How'd you get into Zydeco?
I've been around Zydeco all my life. I grew up in the small town of Ames, Texas, where we're mainly known for country living. It's in between when people ask, "Where's Ames?" I say, "Well, it's in between Houston and Beaumont." In the early '90s, we were known for rodeos. Anahuac Sawgrass and Circle Six Arena with AJ Walker and Ralvon's ABC Arena on for 160. So I grew up there. That was my stomping grounds. I was in an Anahuac Sawgrass, still part of it, but mainly just rodeo to all our lives, my family and I. And after rodeo, it was Zydeco. So I belong to our Mother Mercy Church in
Okay.
Ames, Texas, and everybody knows Easter Sunday we're gonna be at Liberty. TV
Oh,
fairgrounds, rodeo and Zydeco, it go
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. You
So
put it
I
all
grew up.
together.
Yeah, and Raywood, Texas is right next door. So, Sacred Heart Church, they were known for all those church dances and the bazaars and
Okay.
things like that. So I grew up in that music, and I grew up in the time where they were dancing. It wasn't just standing on the dance floor with your phone out videoing, you know. So
Exactly.
we went way back. Zydeco Force, Boozoo,
Oh yeah,
old time,
yeah,
Zydeco, Lil Pookie,
yeah.
those guys are my idols, and
That's cool.
so I've been around this for a long time. I remember my first time going to Jack's. I was 12 years old, and the person you would not believe who took me to Jack's was
Cool.
Brian Jack, because he grew up in Dayton.
Oh, oh, that's crazy. That is
Yeah, yeah. He knew my cousin, and my cousin was like, "Hey, Brian's going to Jack's, and you like Zydeco music? We're going there. Why don't you get in the truck and ride with him?" So I got in the truck with him, and we rode up to Jack's. I think J. Paul was playing that time. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So,
Brian Jack is one of my favorite people. He's a
oh
he's a
yeah,
good
he's a
guy.
good guy. He's a good
Good
guy.
family guy that I like about his
Yeah,
daughter started his daughter just started a little YouTube channel. It's so cute.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So cute, so adorable. Okay, well that's and you almost sound like my conversation with Joe Norman almost, to be
Right.
honest with
Well, he grew up in Louisiana. I have
you.
family in
Different Asian.
Louisiana. When
Okay.
they made that big migration over to Texas, so
Uh-huh.
my family's from St. Martinville, and I still got family in St. Martinville, Opelousas, Lafayette. So we go to Louisiana
Okay.
all of, I mean, about 3 or 4 times a year, if not more than that. We just
Okay.
go and go spend time with family, and especially during the summertime.
Right, right. Yeah, because you're off since you're a teacher, you're off. You're an
Yeah,
educator.
yeah. So on the
Oh,
weekend,
that's really good.
I might just hop in the truck and go.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what made you start the Facebook page, the Where the Zydeco
Where
at?
the Zydeco Houston. I started that because of the what I call the OGs of Jax. That's
Okay.
the diehard patrons of Jax. You talking about Mr. Simon, his wife Miss Layla, Mr. Randolph, Jody Tolliver, his wife
Yeah.
Ursula,
Yeah.
Mr. Bell,
Yeah.
David Cortez. I'm just trying to name all the names because they're gonna be like, "Hey,
Right.
man, you didn't get my shout out."
Yeah.
But all
Thought
those
to
guys,
his
I
head,
mean,
not
I've
to his heart.
been going to Jax for that long, and
Yeah.
I've been knowing these guys and these ladies, so we were following. There was a website Mr. Joe Norman
Yeah.
had started, Zydeco Events,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not gonna get into all the detail of what happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, people were like, "Where's the Zydeco at this weekend?" And we were like, I don't know. Well, I heard so and so is playing here. So
Yeah.
and so is playing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's by ear, and hearsay. So it's like, we need to start something where everybody's on Facebook anyway.
Yes.
So why not let's just start our own little deal here? And that's what I started. It's strictly just for Zydeco. It's no we having a dance, but it's a DJ. No, we're not gonna post that.
Right.
We're
Right.
gonna if you got a accordion in your hands, you can put it on there. It's strictly. I try to keep it strictly
Exactly.
Zydeco.
Yeah, actually, yesterday, I don't mean to cut you off, but yesterday I went ahead and posted, I think I put in Dominique Hammonds to
Right.
show something a little different because I've challenged him, I interviewed him, and so I challenged him. He actually plays a little Keith Frank and I don't know if he played right, but anyway, I challenged him to play some Zydeco because he plays everything, like everything. And so I challenged him. So I wanted you guys I said, you know what, I'm gonna slide it in there so they can get to him so he can see that they're, and thank God Jody asked, hey, can you play some Zydeco? So that way he'll go ahead and, matter of fact, they texted me the other day to ask me for some songs for him to start playing.
Good,
so
good.
I'm excited about that. But anyway, I challenged him. I said, you gotta play some good Zydeco music,
And he
Dominique.
collab with some of these Zydeco bands. I'm friends with a lot of Zydeco bands. Being on the scene, Lil Porter,
Yeah.
Weasel, Jay Noah, and he's out of San Antonio by way of Lafayette. But there's all kind of bands out here. Keon, me and him are real good friends and stuff. So I'm friends with all of them. But yeah, that would be an awesome deal.
Oh, it will. And he's what I like about him, and he's a great, kind of reminds me of a Brian Jack too, has a good personality and about the music, but very personable, if you will.
Right.
So the goal for your for Where the Zydeco at Houston is to make sure that the people in Houston are getting to know where it is to go.
Where it's going, I want to just have everyone just to tune in, see where all the bands are playing, and just get a feel for all the Zydeco bands. I mean, don't just limit yourself to one band.
Exactly.
Don't limit yourself to J. Paul. Don't limit yourself to Steph Rico just because they're well known. Don't limit yourself to Lil Nate. Listen to all the bands. I mean, you got bands out there that are new coming up. There's Walter playing, another little guy, little Steven Williams. He's coming up. Those are the future of Zydeco.
They're the future. They are the future.
And those guys, after a while, they're going to end up replacing the ones that, go on to bigger and better things. They'll be like, well, his style is not as good as it used to be, And which is the music.
Because it happened.
The music is going to change. I mean, if you look at country music, it's changed. Rap music, it's changed
tremendously.
I was watching a movie the other day on Netflix called The Get Down, and I'm like, wow, this is the history of hip hop. Now you're listening to this stuff is like mumble rap. So, it's changing, but yeah, that's one thing about it, with the whole COVID-19 thing, how these bands, yes, they are suffering a lot because they're not gigging. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that, it's actually bringing a lot of guys together, and they're doing live virtual concerts so everybody can see the bands that are playing. If you didn't know of Keon, he's playing live. If you didn't know of
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Marino, very talented dude.
Love Ruben.
He is doing live shows like every weekend.
Yes. Yeah. I
So
haven't caught one of Ruben's, but I want to. I guess I need to watch to see when he's playing. And as you speak on this, is something that I'm very passionate about as well. Love all. I always call them the top 5 or the top 4, but I do think that we've got to see some of the other ones. But the issue, and I think I mentioned, me and Ruben had this conversation, that you have to reach out. It's the fans. It's
right.
the fans. You can't just say, because I think Ruben is awesome. I love Brian Jack's music. And I listened to Lil Porter for a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, Lil Porter. A lot of people don't know of Lil Porter. And they think Lil Porter just started like a couple years ago. Lil Porter been on since the 90s. He was on J. Paul's album.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, people don't know that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's so I agree with you, and I'm very passionate about that. Which with my cruise, help me say Jeremy's last name.
Frujay.
I don't know why it's so hard for me to say. Anyway, Jeremy Frujay.
Where I'm from is Frujay. I said where I'm from is Frujay.
Oh, don't confuse me even more.
You don't want to say Frujay's too loud, It might be some fights. Be like the Moutons.
Oh gosh. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I love going to see, my first band I ever saw was J. Paul. First band always will be the band that I know, and I love him. I love his band, just always will be. I love, I didn't hear what's his name? Keith Frank, believe it or not, until just a few years ago, when I was following the call. Yes, I had heard about him, but I didn't know. But I went to the show when him and Paul played together for the first time in years. Ooh. That one, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was a history-making thing right there.
Yeah.
You would never
I was selling beers. I worked at the beer garden.
Right, and J. Paul together, because back in the day, I don't know if you said it, they had a thing. Believe it or not, that night when I went to Jack's, the first time I went to Jack's, Paul was playing. Keith Frank was there in a big purple suit. I remember this. A big purple suit. It was actually the same suit that he was wearing on the Ready or Not CD. And he stepped in and he was by the bar for a bit, and then he left. Yeah, so he was taking the show. But yeah,
okay.
That was one memory stuck out as my first memory at Jack's.
Yeah. But in regards to bands, so I totally agree with you. I have a passion for that. I like all the bands, but I just think that I don't even know what to say. What is the secret to getting some of the fans, the Zydeco fans, to visit some of the other and give them a chance as well? Because one day Keith is going to retire. He's not going to do this for the rest of his life, One day, yeah, that's it. We just got to do
every day is not promised, I remember seeing Bojack. I got to actually see Bojack, and I always wonder what would the music sound like today if he was still alive. You always think of that.
Yeah.
Well, he blew us out the water with a lot of songs, But
yeah. I really got to hear him. I'm sorry.
One of my biggest dreams is to have a big festival where we can put on for all the bands. Just have like one mega festival, and don't worry about the name brand bands. Just come out and have a good old time like it used to be. Yeah.
So and the scary part about it, just like so I'm trying to do an event. Well, before the COVID came, I do the R&B stuff, but I also do some Zydeco stuff. And before this ended, I was trying hard to get a show together, and unfortunately, I don't want to offend anybody, but so that's my disclaimer, y'all. But my thing was, the people that I would love to have, first of all, some of them wouldn't call me back. But second of all, the ones that would call me back that I think are great artists, that I think have fabulous music, I have to hesitate because people not going to come. And you should have to, it's so sad that you have to say, well, I can't have it because I can't get so-and-so because they not. I don't like saying that because I think it's offensive, but it's honest. You know?
I see where you come from, and that is it could be a big factor. But I always say this: if your heart's into it and you're doing it for the right reasons,
Mm-hmm.
everything's gonna fall into place. You know,
I agree.
you have to
Yeah.
try and get some support and get your people on board. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's in it for the right reasons as well.
Yeah.
And who knows, it may actually work out. You know,
I
they have
hope
these
so.
festival promoters. They're all in it for the money. You know, and you know you want to make some money, but at the same time, do it for the right reasons.
Right.
Do it for the
I
love
just
of.
want everybody to be paid. My goal is just everybody to leave and they get paid. You know what I mean? If I
Right.
get a little something left over to take my committee to dinner or whatever, it's all good. I just want
Yeah,
to make sure everybody's paid at the end of the day.
that's right.
You know, so anyway, so I appreciate hearing you feel that way too, that we want to get some of the other bands that are just as good, if not better, better in my opinion. Because I'm telling you, Brian Jackson he got a couple songs that I like love so much. So anyway, uh so things I was thinking things are not going to, because I'm in the dance community, you know, I dance and swing out, whatever. But think about Zydeco dancing, any dance that we have to do partner. I've been figuring out that what are we gonna do? Because the world that we knew it is not going to be the same, you know?
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't trying to be in a debate a few minutes ago. I was just posed a question, but I ended up debating. But I just posed a question. But so, I always get myself in trouble. But I was asking because they showed this picture of someone getting their nails done and their feet done, and they had the pixie glass, and so they had the feet through the holes. And so the person said, "Well, does this look safe to you?" Da, da, da. And I said, "Well, they have the pixie glass to assist with the spinning, you know, they are kind of 6 feet apart. They're just touching their feet. So they are 6 feet. And so I said, I'm not saying that this is safe, but we've got to start thinking about what is safe going to be. What is safe going to actually be once there's not going to be a cure, a vaccine until another year. You see? So,
And that, you know, that's the thing. We've been talking about this, and you know, they're saying it's a man-made virus and things like that. I'm like this, you know, you go, you know, and you get sick, you know, do the best you can to try to avoid it. But
yeah.
you know, eventually, if you get it, you get it. I mean, but the thing is,
And
a lot
people
of
are
people
surviving.
have been tested positive for this,
Mm-hmm.
and they show no signs. You
Right,
know,
right.
and you know, the more research they do on this, and they're figuring out people have had this virus for months. You know, even from last year. You know, back in December. You
Yeah,
know, I personally think I had it. I may have had it.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I felt like I have flu-like symptoms, and
Mm-hmm.
I always get a flu shot.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with school and stuff, I
Mm-hmm.
always got to have a flu shot.
Mm-hmm.
But something came over me, and it was around November. And I'm like, man, I don't feel good, you know. And I'm stubborn. I don't go to the doctor. My fiance always call me.
Shame on you.
Yeah, go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor. They're gonna tell me to take this medicine, and you call
And
me back if you.
get over it.
So,
But Craig, I had a doctor on yesterday. She's a chiropractor, but she do a lot. So that's what she was talking about on the video. When you have time to go through and look at it tomorrow or something, she talked about that we also need to focus on the people who survived. You know, the numbers are big, but there are some people who tested negative. There's some people, the first known case was like November, December, like what you're saying.
mm-hmm.
Those people didn't know they had it, to be honest with you,
Right,
and we
right.
got over it. The guy who just hired me, it took 2 weeks extra to hire me because he got really, really, really sick. And I told him, I said, I think you probably had it because you was 2 whole weeks, you know? The
Yeah.
flu, I don't know. So, yeah. But anyway, my point to that is that, so do you think about it? Have you talked about it with people on, you know, what are we going to do? Are you going to be a little careful?
Well, most likely not. I mean, I don't know. I go to the store now. I'm like, okay, I'm a little leery. Get away from me. You're a little too close. But I don't wear a mask. I don't wear the gloves.
Yeah.
when I do go to HEB, our local HEB, I do wipe the cart down, so I don't
Oh
touch
yeah,
it. But I
yeah,
always was leery about that. I'm like,
yeah.
ew, I don't know what the next person was touching. But, other than that, I don't really go anywhere. Since all this
But I'm
happened,
thinking about us
I don't go
dancing,
anywhere.
like us dancing when we start back
Oh,
dancing.
dancing?
You
Oh,
know,
well, I don't dance with only my fiance because I can't dance.
you can't see you on.
I don't
I've
dance.
never
I
seen you on the
move.
floor. Oh,
But,
you do enough to be on the floor.
I move. Like I say, I don't dance. I move.
Well, I'm just okay.
Last time
So
I checked, Zydeco Music didn't have an instruction book where you just turn to page one, move this foot left. We not, nah, they say you just
you
move.
just do it, just get out there and go.
That's
Well,
what I used to do. I
well,
don't-
ladies can't do that because the men won't dance with us, and we can't do a little something, something. So we can't do that. I took the class. I went to Whitney.
when I go and listen to music and Zydeco, I go to have fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
and to answer your question, I probably will be a little leery about the germs and all that stuff. But
Mm.
after a little bit of liquid courage in those glass bottles, I probably ain't gonna forget all about it. I'll be
That's
like, the alcohol is gonna kill it
for
anyway.
everybody.
I'm not worried about it, you know. But there is some people that already take precautions. I mean, I see it at Jack's. The ladies that have mixed drinks, they'll put a napkin over their drink.
Oh yeah.
Especially when they go like to dance or something, they gonna put that
Mhm.
napkin. Hey, you wash my drink, and
Mhm.
it's like folks, we don't.
Yeah. I think a lot of us were cautious before. I'm just thinking about the hand, but I think hand.
Yeah.
I've always carried hand sanitizer, and towards the end, towards the beginning of this, I really was like being more careful with putting hand sanitizer on.
Yeah.
So
No,
it may not be as bad as what I'm thinking. I just hope not, because I want to dance. I love to dance. I love music, and I don't want that to have to end for us. I know Ursula. The last time I was at Jack's, Ursula, I was going up to Ursula, and she did this. So,
well, I'll tell you, the week all this went down and they canceled the rodeo, we went out to see a concert at Whitehall. And I thought it was going to be outside, but it was inside. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get in this building and all these people. And we actually went to see Mark Rilabid or something like that. He's a guy on Facebook. He's like gone viral. He does music with a keyboard and computer, and he dances around in his underwear. It's kind of crazy. But he makes up songs on the fly. He's very hilarious. But you have to check him out. Yeah, Mark. But we went and saw him because I've been wanting to see him. He's weird, but I love him to death. I love his music.
I bet that was a show.
Oh, it was awesome, and it was crazy, seeing all those people in there, and I'm like, man, I hope we don't get sick.
I know.
We came out.
I just be glad when we get to a time to where we don't have to be so cautious about it. Okay.
But I will say this, not to cut you off, but it does make you think about how we took life for granted.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely does. I don't know if you know GW.
Yes.
So GW's birthday was when this all started, and I had to he was called. Okay, well I'm gonna have a party at Ed's. I'm gonna go ahead and do it at my house, and it'll just be 10. I said, boy, you don't know where them people been. You don't. He moves. He likes to move around. He likes to get out and go, and I do too. But I was like, if you don't sit down somewhere, what other type of music do you like besides Zydeco?
I like all music. Love all music. I like country, rock, weird music, space music, techno music, break beats.
Yeah.
Zydeco is going to be my favorite, of course.
Of course.
But I love blues.
Okay.
I love what else?
What about country western? I know you like country western since
you're. Yeah, I love country, but I don't like the new country. I like the old country from the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, love 80s music.
Me too.
Yeah, Billy Idol and all those
Yeah,
guys, Pet
yeah.
Shop Boys. I love that. I'm actually digging a group out of Austin, Texas called the Black Pumas. They do a soulful music. Um, they are really, really on the move of going to the top. I mean, they are so
Really?
really good.
Okay.
I actually got to see them in Houston too, and man, they blew the roof off the place.
Okay. My daughter lives in Austin, so I have to look that up the next time I'm
Yeah,
there.
Austin is Music City.
It
It is.
is. It is. I'm trying to get Dominique down there. I want him to play down there so bad.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, he would be so good down there. He would blend in very well. Um, so any other music? So you said I'm going to ask you about dancing. So what is this top flight mobile DJ thing?
Well, I do a mobile DJ service. I started that out professionally back in 2000. I was DJing before, like I said, I belonged to Our Mother Mercy Church.
Okay.
So when the choir had their Christmas party, me and a buddy of mine would get up there and DJ and stuff because we were free entertainment. They didn't have to pay anybody. But that brings me back. I forgot to mention this. When I was growing up, listening to Zydeco music, I listened to a show on Saturday mornings out of Port Orchard, Texas.
Okay.
KLO 1250 AM station. It was Pete and Reed Good Times Zydeco show.
Okay.
Every morning, Saturday morning, I would listen to that. And then right after that, I think he came on from 9 to maybe 1 or something. Then from 2 to 5, I would listen to our local station that was Shine On 9, and that was with Crown Prince.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the late Crown Prince. And he was actually my mentor when I was growing up, I guess in my teenage years. When I was in high school, I took an internship with him at the radio station. So I worked with Crown Prince.
You know that.
Yeah, and that was Coach Dixon. He was actually a high school coach in Liberty.
Okay.
But Crown and I, man, we hit it off. And a funny story is the way I got the internship, his wife owned a record shop in Liberty, a house of music. So I would go there to buy my records, my CDs and stuff for my Zydeco CDs. And I was like, man, Miss Dixon, she'd be like charging me too much. It was like $25 a CD, back then it was high, And I was like, man, if I get to work here, maybe I'll get a discount. So I asked her to say, are you hiring? She's like, no, baby, I'm not hiring, but my husband's hiring. If you go to the radio station, he'll try you out and get you on board. So I went there and landed the job, started DJing with him. So I was getting all the music from him. I'll go home and burn it.
Discount now.
Started building my collection, and I started DJing. Definitely in 2000. I've been doing a lot of school parties, weddings. I actually lived in Louisiana for about a year and a half. Once I graduated high school and started DJing out there, I would DJ out at Opelousas at the Evangeline Downs at Zydeco's. It was Club Zydeco's back then.
Yeah.
But now it's some Lucy's or something. But yeah, so.
So did you visit? I'm sure you did, since you're into Zydeco. Visit any of those places that they call the legendary? What is it? Waikiki and
Twins. Oh man, I actually got to go there right before it closed down.
Oh really?
I'll tell you, everybody that's been there, they know. You don't even have to know how to dance. You just stand on the floor, and the floor is gonna dance for you.
Really?
Because it bounces up and down.
Oh wow. I bet that was a fun. What's the other one? Slim's Waikiki and then Richard's?
Richard Club. I did get to go there once, and it burned down. So it was
That's kind of sad that those little places are gone.
And then we're kind of phasing out as well. I mean, everybody know of Jack's, but you got Mr. A's, Club. What is it? The Big Easy Club. But another one I used to love going to was Club BMW, aka Blue Ocean.
Oh yeah.
AKA what was the other name? I See You.
Yes, it has so many names.
Club BMW.
You know what my funniest memory of ICU, Blue Ocean, whatever. When it, Brian Jack, I think it's the last event he had there. He's had that event every year. And I always thought he was just so nice and meek and wouldn't say nothing. Well, I guess somebody came in there and did not have their armband on because he kept on the stage and was like,
Brian's going to hear what his mind. He don't have a filter. And he gonna cuss too.
Yes, I was like, he does, he can. So I will never forget that. That's why I think, oh, okay, he knows how to speak up when he needs.
His brother is hilarious. You know Eugene?
I met his brother before.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a Eugene.
He's a fool.
Yes. Total. I think they're total opposite. I guess just like my children are. What was your very first Zydeco purchase, as far as a CD or cassette, whatever?
Man, Zydeco purchase. My first Zydeco CD. I would have to say that was Lil Pookie. Lil Pookie, Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah. No. See, that's why you got to get out there and know these people. Awesome music.
Just I only was going, certain places. I was following around. So, but that's my goal, to see get to see some of these other bands.
Yeah, Lil Pookie was real big in the early 90s. And I got that CD because of the Pete and Reed Good Times Zydeco show. He would play that CD all the time. Every Saturday, he would play a song off that thing. And I was like, man, I gotta have that CD.
Yeah.
I bought that one. And my all-time favorite CD is going to be Chris O'Dwyn's Turning the Page. That's my favorite.
Really? Is it one that you can listen to all the songs on?
Yeah, but the one that really gets me where I can listen to all the songs without skipping is Standing Room Only. That's like the Zydeco CD of the century.
Yeah.
that CD there, I mean, he put his foots in that one.
But that's so funny. That's actually the CD that Willie taught us Zydeco to. We used to take Zydeco at Club Classic.
Okay.
Willie was a instructor, and he used to teach to step Ritos because it was back then. So that was kind of
That CD, I mean, had all types of music, styles of Zydeco on it. Bosses and everything. Good one, line dance. So that was a good universal CD. Yeah, actually, that CD and wore it out. I had to buy a new one.
We do that. Joe Norman, when we talked, he had mentioned that he talked about how he's okay with music changing and everything. But he said the only thing that he asked is that, during that time, play some old school. Don't forget the old school. Like, take it back. Play a waltz or play something so you can keep other Zydeco, original, would you call it original Zydeco alive? So do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Keep it alive. I mean, Buzu, he said, keep up with the culture, He's like, that one has a good rock beat to it, but I got some of that in here too, So, yeah, I love it all. My first Zydeco record I ever heard was Clifton Chenier. Let's Do the Zydeco.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandparents' house, they had the big Victrola section, the big sectional console, with the 8-track tape and the big records. Yeah, I still have that record in the house.
You dating yourself.
What's that?
You aging yourself.
I have an old soul. I'm young, but I have an old soul.
Okay.
I still have that record. It's I'm Here. It's called I'm Here, the album. But that song on there, Let's Do the Zydeco. Oh man, I love that song.
There you go. You sound like you can sing a little bit too.
A little bit. Nah, I can't sing. Can't carry a tune. But I do play a little bit. I do have a few accordions. A lot of people that know about me. They actually, But you can catch me at Jack's every now and then. I'll either play a washboard, or if I'm lucky enough, I'll get on accordion.
Okay. Do you have anything else, anything that you want to mention to people who may see this? Because we're pre-recording, so when they see it, they may want to hear any
Just
something?
tell everybody about Where the Zydeco at Houston and buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. How much
Buy
are the
a
shirts?
t-shirt.
How much are the shirts?
They're 20.
20. That ain't bad.
You know, and if you order, because we're doing pre-orders,
You
and we
got
got different
some women.
styles. We got something for the ladies, something extra special.
Okay, okay.
All on the Google. I'll put the link down again, and
Yeah.
it's all on the Google order form.
Okay, okay.
And also, we did start a GoFundMe page for some
Okay.
local Zydeco artists that's going through COVID-19. So please
Okay.
donate. You know.
Of course, okay, that's a good one. Y'all heard that. So also I do want to encourage I've encouraged some of my R&B friends to get on there and do some lives, because this is a great opportunity, just like what you mentioned, Craig, to get out there and let some other people hear your music. Because people are not doing anything, people at home chilling. So right. And that's my nightly thing, is I'm gonna get on somebody's live to see. The bad part is when 2 or 3 people play at one time and I can't get to everybody.
Yeah, that's one bad thing, you know. Yes. It's just, we gotta we gotta schedule this, because I'm like, man, who do I want to see? And then I got all these computer screens, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna click on this one, I'm gonna drag it over here. Click on this one, I'm dragging it over here. And all these bands and stuff playing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm wore out.
Hard.
Like, yeah, they're still trying to compete, you know. And I'm like, man, look, just pick different days and different times.
I know, and that's the reset button that I'm thinking about. The reason, because I'm from a dance community as well, and it can be really competitive, and which drives me crazy. Again, I'm out here just trying to have fun, and my job is to promote, make sure people come to your stuff and do. But right. We, at the end of the day, want to just have some fun, you know?
Right. Right. And I try to go out to everybody's event, but I mean, I'm like, golly, I just can't make all of them at once. But coming up is a good one. Friday is going to be Rusty Matois.
Okay.
You know, he's going to be on Cha Cha Studios. That's Lil Nate's live feed on YouTube. Okay. But we'll actually share that link on the group page as well. So. Yeah.
Okay. Joe had to correct me saying his last name before. So me
saying Matoya.
Matoya.
I say Matois. I'll just call him Rusty. Rusty. Rusty.
I tried to when I hear Chris say his last name, or Dwan, I was trying to say it like he says it, because it sounds so good, like Dwayne. He was like, no, I wasn't saying it right. So, but anyway, so again, I encourage, Craig encourages you guys who are up and coming artists. Our artists has been out here forever. Get out there and show us what you got. Keep us on our toes too. We miss hearing some good Zydeco music. So, it doesn't have to be all fancy. Get your accord. Keith Frank and his sons, most adorable thing. That was so
that was awesome. That was awesome. I didn't even know he had sons.
That was good.
That's the crazy part about it, you know.
Yeah, and I got that by accident. I just happened to be scrolling and ran into it.
Right. And then I always got to give a shout out to the Superman of Zydeco, Vincent Cole. He always go live with his music. And some of it's hilarious. See, you got to keep up with
I didn't hear you.
Oh, you didn't hear me. Vincent Cole, the Superman of Zydeco. The guy, he goes live, and he's actually got a new single out. Haters Gonna Hate. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get in the truck and ride with you one day, so you can show me some of these people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We always get on Facebook truck and just go.
I know, right? One side we have So You Want to Dance, and the other side we have Where the Zydeco at Houston, and we roll.
Well, we do have a sister site as well as Where the Zydeco at Louisiana.
Awesome. Oh, really? Okay. I was wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I have a friend of mine that's in Louisiana. She runs it for me, and we just post to each other's pages all the time.
Okay, that's good. And see, that's what collaboration. I posted the other day, competition, collaboration. They scratched out competition for collaboration.
There you go.
You know how huge it would be if some of these bands would, let's just say a J. Paul and a Leon, they play together one week, to bring other people to see I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. So anyway, thank you so much. This was so fun.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yes, yes. I love your back. I have to ask you one more thing. Where did you go to school at? Houston or Liberty?
No, I went to school in Dayton.
Dayton, Dayton.
I
Okay.
took in the jump. My mom taught in Dayton for over 30 plus years, so we went to school in Dayton so she could keep an eye on us.
What about, so is Ames close to, is Ames and Dayton like connected or something?
Yes, it's like maybe 6 miles.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, not
okay.
far. But like I said, she taught in Dayton, so we had to go to school there so she could keep an eye on us.
Okay.
So,
Bet that was fun.
yeah, it sucked. No, we did have some good times though.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Craig. Thank you for all that you do. We do appreciate you. We did need something like that in Houston. We know we have other sites, but we love having our hometown person here with us that we can touch and to do this. So thank you. You're doing a great job. If there's anything that I could ever help you with, I am here all the time. So you just reach out. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to me and Craig. We got to do this again in person. I have to get like you and me and Joe, Brian, and Step Rito. When we,
Oh yeah, we gotta do that and
yes, when we come outside and play
do a
again.
talk show, a Zydeco show. I've
Yes.
been thinking about that too. We're doing like a Zydeco show where we do some cooking and have a band playing. Do like
Ah, that would be fun.
talk show or something.
Yeah, that would be fun. You can have me on there to be the mediator. I can come and do the talking. That's what I do. All right, then. Talk to you later, Craig. Thank
All
you
right,
again
thank
so
you.
much.
All right,
Keep doing what you do. All righty.
bye.
Hey everybody, I hope you got to know a little bit more about Craig and Where the Zydeco at Houston. And Where the Zydeco at Louisiana. I didn't know that. Thanks Craig for letting me know about that. That's kind of what I learned. But I also learned, and what's most important is that Craig has a huge passion and love for the Zydeco community, the Zydeco world, the Zydeco artists, and especially the Zydeco fans. And we appreciate him for that. Guys, remember to order your Where the Zydeco at Houston t-shirts. I ordered mine this morning. Go to the Where the Zydeco at Houston Facebook group page and order your shirt. And hey, let's keep Zydeco going and growing by continuing to support our veteran Zydeco bands and also supporting our up-and-coming Zydeco artists as well. Spread the love. That's how we will keep Zydeco going and growing, by supporting everyone equally. Thanks, Craig, for everything that you do. We all appreciate you. Guys, remember, I need you to go to YouTube, search Chat with Trina, click subscribe, hit the little bell at the bottom so you can be notified of my upcoming videos, and thanks for tuning in to Chat with Trina.